And here we go. We're getting ready to go live. Madmen are trying to save their LAN dreams here. Certainly they'll still be in it if they lose this map. They will be in the lower bracket, however, probably not where they want to be. Guys, we're happy you're here with us on the teamfortress.tv stream and on ESEA-I. Thank you so much for joining us. It's the ESEA Season 18 TFT LAN. Best players in North America. Who we want to watch here, friend?
You're always giving me these tough decisions.
You gotta think on your toes.
Oh man, we're gonna follow Blank, see what he does on this rollout, I think.
Alright, looking at Blank then. A little bit of jitter, it looks a little bit of server delay. I don't know if you saw that as well, but at any rate here, no picks yet. Ash is in on the side. First pick is going to be Ash getting Pharaoh. Paragon came and got Harblue as well. You getting a little bit of lag on the server?
That seems to be fine to me, as just Blank kind of got in there, shot a couple of rockets, shot one at the wall, and then his team all died. So all in all, maybe not the best rollout for him or his team at all. And this very quick rollout and quick, leap to the second cap. And now the game is maybe going to slow down a bit. I'm going to eat my words as Ash jumps in, lands on Pharaoh, and tries to get some more done, but Blue does respond with a kill on him. And you must Mike building that sentry, so it looks like Madmen are going to try and slow this onslaught of Street Hoops down. As Sizer is peeking in here, I wonder if he's going to get a suicide on maybe some utility, but they just don't want Madmen time to set up. There's still that sentry gun. It's only level 1, granted, but the sentry gun is still a pest regardless, as looks like the teams have finally maybe decided to stabilize, as there we go, Ash coming in on that sniper.
You must mic up on sniper as well. Ash is going to come and try to catch up. Big credit to 20B. It looked like they could have came in. They were sending down crazy spam, all classes. Deadbolt doing a good job of it as well. You must mic wants a shot. He whiffs on the first one on the soldier there. And the sniper's been called out now. So it comes down to who's going to win. Is it going to be You Must Mic, or is it going to be Ash? We'll see. You Must Mic will certainly help. And now both snipers know that it's a sniping duel. Let's see if one of them does get a pick, or if someone's just going to say forget this and just come on and bomb the team. That we saw it on the last map on Sunshine. When you have a sniper, you kind of leave yourself open a little bit. But consider that we have a roamer up on sniper versus a scout on sniper in terms of what we're losing. You Must Mic got a nice body shot on Ash. Meanwhile, we've got real action going on. We've got some action underneath here. Harblue is doing some stuff. Let's forget about the snipers here for a second. Get some underneath action. Both teams trying to get a little bit of positional advantage, but I don't know, the defense quite good by Madmen, and a little bit of an impasse here.
Just a little bit of a standard Mexican sniper standoff right now, as they're just waiting to see who's gonna budge, who's gonna send a player forward trying to catch this sniper or whatever it may be, and one of the teams tries to do something off it. But this is what's storied about Snake Order, just these last holds and just how long it takes to push this, because it's very hard to push with no advantage at all. I'm surprised to actually only see this one utility coming out of Madmen. Like, you typically see at least 2 utilities on this last point. One is quite often the sniper, one is quite often the NG, as Ash, the sniper for Street Hoops, does get taken down, and a lot of pressure coming in on Grape, so he's going to be forced back a bit. Harblue coming forward to zone that a bit, and it looks like the medic, Indos, coming in there, leading the charge is Blank, and he gets absolutely destroyed. Good for Indos to actually hold there. So they do lose their pocket, but they do retain their Uber, and the Street Hoops are not really healed up very much yet, so I'll be surprised if they'd be pushing it.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. Actually, what gets me is I agree with you. I don't know why there's no big gun at last right now yet for Madmen. It seems like they're not really thinking about holding. They're kind of wondering if they might push in still. That's all I can figure. Indus is coming up pretty deep with Pharaoh right now, and there's still a sniper. It's actually Seymour. They swapped out. They tag-teamed out. We're going to see if he can pick something out here, but it seems like Madmen are kind of like keeping one foot in the back door, and kind of in the back of their minds, they're just ready to push at any time. Certainly if they came in, I mean, 20B would have an okay time. They wouldn't have a big gun to target. They could just come right for it. And in fact, they're up against a sniper instead of a scout. I don't know. This could go either way right now.
And it looks like not really much happening. Paragon, though, does rush in, so trying to get a suicide. Indus does have to pop there. Street Hoops do lose 2 players. You Must Mic charging through the lower main area, trying to see what he can do, try and create some space for his team to get in there. taking the Harbour role. But Street Hoops are holding firm right now. They did lose 2 players, but they're still trying to hold it. They have that Uber. Sizer goes down, unfortunately, but those spawns are coming up for Street Hoops, and Madmen haven't really done much yet. They haven't forced this Uber, they haven't capped the point, they haven't really done anything with that advantage they had, and now they've just completely squandered it, and now it's time for Street Hoops to retaliate with the Uber.
Surprised that Madmen didn't get anything off of that. It was a good job by Ash, actually, who forced the Uber onto Indus. It looks like they're just ready to come in now. We got Big Simu holding on to that heavy spot, and he's going to try to cut people down. Gets targeted right off the bat, but he's still there, just patrolling. He finally gets taken down. We have a Grape and Paragon and kind of a swarm of 20B players coming in the last. Nobody to block it, and here comes Indus to just body block, but there's going to be no more backup. Harblu is still there. Oh my lord. Harblu is in, and he's going for the demo. He wants to get Deadbolt. We still have blue players on last, and finally, there's a real valiant effort there by both Harb and Indus to block the point, but those respawn timers, they'll get you every time, Yuki.
Yeah, so often you're just like, yeah guys, we got this, and then the respawns don't even come in, and it's just like rip. So you're a bit sad about that, but that is 1-0, obviously, as you were saying, in favour of Street Hoops. Going to see what happens on this rollout. I'm going to see what Deadbolt's doing, just trading spam with Farah right now. Both players on relatively similar health. As Harbour, extremely low, does get destroyed by Roma and Scout. That was Paragon and Ash, and right now, it seems like Street Hoops is just taking command of this rollout, I should say, as Soldier jumps in. Sizer and Grape both go down. They do get a kill on Blank, so that is 2 players on the other side, as Madman just starting to fall apart. The Scout cleanup coming in from Paragon, as it looks like Seymour and Indus are going to try and flee away from this saw area. Indus does successfully make it to the lobby, with Seymour following suit with him. As it looks like Street Hoops are still trying to be aggressive here right now, as they are going to finally maybe slow down a bit, as there's still this fight happening.
I'm real impressed by Ash, who's still up on this first life and who did a lot of work on the middle. I'm barely ever let down when I watch Ash on mids. I'm not trying to give undue love, but he's really working hard, and he's right up in their face again, right in on Blank, going for the shot on Blank, picks him out with 4 HP. He does go down, but Ash doing a lot of work with a real long life there. Paragon on a little run himself, and looking real good again for 20B, and back on last, we have 4 players in red. We're gonna have a, Mike sneaks in, gets a little free damage on the medic, Ninja Nick, but we got blue players on point, but guess what? The second point wasn't capped. Street Hoops, I think you forgot something. Hello, Street Hoops.
Yes, I think they're definitely a bit too keen to try and win this round, completely forgetting about capping that. They do kill Indus, and Ninja is alive with 90% Uber, but Seymour and Harblu with the cleanup. Street Hoops are going to be trying to get this cap and backpedal as quickly as they can, trying to keep this Uber advantage and wait for their spawns. Deadbolt with a nice pipe on Harblu. Scout coming in does get the force on this medic, but if they do get this pick with the Street Hoops on this Scout, then that's going to be a pretty successful Uber for them, as they will be able to push into last. As Seymour actually wins the 1v1 Paragon, but Ninja Nick decides with a parting shot to take down Seymour, so actually a pretty good fight for Madman. They do force Uber, and Seymour, who looked like he was going to die, absolutely crushes Paragon in that 1v1 despite Paragon being Ubered.
I'm surprised they're back at last, because Harblue had a real good chance to come in and bust up the party, get second, but I'm sure he's probably punching a hole through his monitor as he failed to really do anything. We got 2 snipers up. It's Seymour and Paragon now, and so maybe we'll get a little crazy split screen action. I'm not sure. I wanted to mention that you guys, we've made reference to the FOV for Blank. He's playing at regular FOV, but the narrow FOV on him is an STV bug. It can't be fixed, unfortunately, so direct your complaints to Valve. But at any rate, we're here. We've got snipers. We're doing our thing. We have a waiting soldier, just waiting to surprise someone. We have Blank just sitting, waiting for an entry frag. Nothing from the snipers yet.
Yeah, just kind of waving each other right now. As we were saying, the standard slow snake water last hold is going to see. I don't know. I'd like to see a team just, decide to, throw everything to the wall and just be aggressive here. Just catch these teams off guard, because, it's very rare that you just, a team just decides, hey, let's just push, into snake water last or off snake water last.
Yeah.
And it looks like Madman are doing it with this player advantage, but, Street Hoops are setting up with a good position right now. Blank is going to come and gets destroyed by Spam. And there we go. There's the 2 opening kills by Street Hoops. This is going to be a disaster fight for Madman.
Yeah, real rough. Sizer, as Scout, juggled Harblue, who came in behind. It was quite impressive, and so the hard blue play was shut down. And with this, 3 players left up on red. This looks real good for Street Hoops. 20B, they got both soldiers up on top. It's just easy pickings here, but they need to get these frags. Respawn's coming in for Madman, and we're going to see if they can challenge this point. They do. It's 4v2 right now still. Harb is up in the air trying to get picks. 20B backed off, but they're going to be able to re-push into this. Deadbolt's just hopping his way through. Look at Seymour doing fantastic work, but the math wasn't in favor with the Madmen in the end, and Street Hoops take that round.
It just, once again, just solid play by Street Hoops, just catching off Madmen as they're trying to push forward. Or maybe just misplayed by Madmen in general, but they are trying to do these aggressive plays, but it looks like it's not working out for them like it did on that moment last map. Has gone on this rollout again, just the standard snake water, waiting for everyone to get there before anything aggressive really happens. As it looks like Blank is going to be the first one to die, dominating a streak for Paragon coming in on him. As Paragon going to get low, does get a little pack, and just a bit of a fight happening here right now. As looks like Madman do lose another player. They did take down Paragon, but Madman have completely bailed out of this fight and just recouping their losses, making sure they don't lose anything else. Good decision by them to not overstay their welcome in mid and just bleed more players. But Street Hoops going to be trying to push in here.
I'm still looking at Ash, who's probably not the only one, but still up on this first life here. And both teams do have Uber right now, and so Madman at least in a position potentially to do something here and to hold on to some territory, maybe gain some ground back. Just kind of waiting right now, doing their thing. Pharaoh just trying to maybe eke a pick out on that right side if he can. No off classers, nothing like that, but real strong presence on the right side by these Madmen. They've got 2 soldiers and a demo, and they've got their whole team. I'm wondering if they might be leaving an opening here on the flank. They've got Harb on flank, but they could be in trouble. Paragon is up on Sniper, actually. I stand to be corrected.
Yeah, the offensive sniper actually coming out a very interesting decision by Street Hoops to actually do that. As Pharaoh, you did go down a little bit earlier, and Harbler is behind, does get picked off, so that is 2 players down for Madman. The Uber was actually popped by both teams, I believe. It looks like favouring Street Hoops in the end, as Indus does go down by the body
shot, but enough to do it, and that's no Indus now, and looking real good for 20B. Paragon is still doing his thing. We don't have an opposing sniper, and so offensive sniper, you nailed it. Maybe that's the secret. Although it looks like 20B's had everything kind of go their way today. Back capping second. They're not going to forget that this time. They're going to go ahead and cap that second. Good for them.
Looks like Sizer just walked into there to the fight, only to get destroyed by a Sticky and Rocket in the face. Just like, hey guys, I'm here. Oh, I'm dead. As Madman, happy with that fight, are going to re-push off onto the second point. Ash tries to get a kill onto the medic, but they do get the cap, looks like, as Seymour and Harbler both go down, but Seymour actually finally getting that respawn. Harbler is down for quite a while, so it is an even player fight, I should say, right now, as Street Hoops don't want to give this up, though. They did lose the cap, but they're bouncing back straight afterwards. Indus gets caught on his own, trying to escape out the lower main door. Unfortunate for him and his team, and they're going to be trying to defend last with medic down, complete Uber disadvantage, and no utilities or anything yet.
Yuki, one thing I'm noticing is that nothing that Madmen is doing is working. What I mean, we have Ubers in. I'll finish that up in a second here. They're hesitating here with the Uber. I don't know. I'm seeing Nick run around in circles. The Uber was popped off anyway. They're trying to clean up a pick here in behind, I guess. So the Uber's not going to be a part of this, but they're still in. There's 3 players down from Madmen. 20B trying to clean it up. Indus still there, and this does not look good for them, but they're fighting it off still. It's just Ninja Nick and Paragon left. What in the hell happened with that Uber?
The Uber was good, but that goes to back to saying earlier, if you have a sniper and if he's not hitting stuff, he's essentially a minus player, because it's not like a scout where it's just so easy to be effective. You just meat shot the guy, whereas a sniper you have to hit those headshots or the big body shots, or else you're not really contributing anything to the fight. And despite their good Uber, Street Hoops post Uber was pretty poor, because they were down that one scout and he wasn't really hitting his shots as sniper.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. What I wanted to finish my point from before, I'm not seeing Madmen win any ground when it's even strength. I'm not seeing them do anything unless they have a big numbers advantage, and you've got to be able to win those fights at even strength. Now, Blank is up above. They get a pick onto Ash, which is good, and they're going to try to bully this here, but they need to win more of these fights. The blue Uber's popped off. semi-milk from Indust, who holds on to his. Pharaoh has it right now. They're trying to get Grape, who escapes. There's a joke to be made there somewhere. Deadbolt is still sticking in there, and Ninja Nick, they're all sort of just sticking in there, and nobody getting out. Indust does go down, though. That was Grape who caught him with a rocket. Madman not doing much. Blank is in. He gets quickly mopped up the floor. He gets, I guess the floor was mopped up with him. But again, Madman, I'm not seeing him win any even strength fights. I'm just not, Yuki.
Yeah, that Grape just shows just the strength of just using gunboats as soldier. You just get so much mobility. Even if you're a pocket, doesn't matter. You can take all the hills as pocket, sure, but even if you still use the gunboats, you have that kind of option where it's like, oh, this fight's looking crap, I'm out of here, peace. Or like, I'm in a bad position, peace. And you just go behind the other team, you know, steal some med kits, and then you come behind with the flank. It's just like you're another robot almost.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing it pay off, and so speaking of Grape now, he's coming in underneath, pop by Blue, they're going to come in, they've got a gun to deal with, Seymour banging away on that gun, it's still up as a matter of fact, and actually just came over to the left, Grape going to try to shut up that left spawn door. Grape is still in pretty deep, and they're losing players here quick, it is a 4v3 situation, and 20B going to think better of it, Grape getting the hell out of there. You know, I'd love to see here what Madmen do with this, because I'm not seeing them take ground. It's like they push their soldiers up far and they don't get anything from it. Grape's waiting. Grape's on the hunt. Grape wants blood in his mouth. He's going for it. He gets the little kill there. He does get Pharaoh, which is okay. Ash is still in there, but oof. Ash still managing to survive, and he's still in behind, but they know he's there. He gets taken down. Ninja Nick is there arrowing Deadbolt. It doesn't look good right now for 20B, and Nick's got to go find his demo or someone to heal.
Deadbolt kind of caught out in no man's land right there. Just gets destroyed by Hardblue. And Sizer is actually up on the sniper. He's sniping from this little saw balcony kind of area. And Uber is actually forced by Indus. Didn't want to, you know, risk it against a sniper. It's a good play by Sizer to do that there. And there is going to be a slight Uber advantage for Street Hoopers. Actually, it's more like about a 50%. As there is a backup going on. Actually, is this Sizer? Is he behind them? I just realized Sizer was behind them as sniper. So maybe if he was a scout, that would have been a bit more effective, but I don't know, maybe he's just trying to mind game the other team, just get into their head. I mean, if that happened to me, I'd be just completely baffled, as it looks like Shoops do have their Uber up right now, about a 40-50% Uber advantage in their favour. Peeking through the storeroom area, they haven't used the Uber yet, just kind of peek into this mid area.
Yeah, here they come, a lot of ground to cover. They're going to get some of this damage out here. They're going to get on that middle point, and wondering now, I mean, time starts to become a factor a little bit. I don't know, I'm not seeing what I need to see out of Madmen. If you're a fan of theirs, you're hoping they do a lot more, because Street Hoops just seem to be winning every encounter. As long as Street Hoops don't mess up and make mistakes, as we have an Uber here popped off, both Ubers popped off. If Street Hoops can hang on and not make any big errors, they should be able to hold on to this. We'll see how they do it. Grape taking a lot of damage, taken out by Blank there, and we've got Indust running around here, healing up his team. Seymour going to win a couple fights here, trying to win the 1v1. Harblu is in behind with 8 HP. That's 7 more than you need, I'm told. Kind of scrappy. Everyone kind of breaking up here a little bit. Some scrappy fights going down. Red going to get the cat back on the middle.
And the spawns are coming up the Street Heap, so Ninja Nick does get out successfully. He did get a fire from a nice crossbow shot, securing a kill on, I believe it was one of the scouts. So there is a slight Uber advantage, I believe, for Madman. About 20-30%. They're going to be pushing through this grass yard area. Scout and Demo Man leading the way, followed by the medic. As Harlu jumps in, trying to gain some ground for his team. Does jump away after doing so, but they are very low. Ash, though, does get taken down. Paragon as well, so we're seeing a good moment for Madman right now, as they do lose Blank, who was a bit over-eager in the lobby there, trying to capitalize on his team's advantage that they created. And now maybe the game's just going to slow down a little bit, as Street Hoops do have their Uber about now. What if Madman going to push in?
Well, here's Harblu. Harb's going to go right straight for the medic. A nice pop by Nick there. Harb going to get right back out of there, and it looks like Street Hoops getting the better Uber here by a lot. Sizer's in, and they got a soldier in as well. They're just closing in and pincing this Madmen team, and oh boy. We're looking, Sizer goes down finally now on the flank, but we're going to reset here, I guess, maybe? Yeah, it looks like we are going to reset and just kind of get our defense back up. Now, Madmen going to re-push maybe, come from the right side here. Pushing in, Blank's going to get up above and sort of take that upper area. Ash comes in though. Madmen just not getting the frags. They've lost Hardblue and Pharaoh now, and that's got to be it for the push. Seymour going to stay in there, try to distract if he can. But again, Madmen, they can't pull the trigger. Fingers on the trigger, but they can't do anything with it. They do get Ash there, which is nice. Finger on the trigger, Yuki, but that's all I can say.
Yeah, Straight bounce back off that last point and do retake their second point. And they do have Uber. Both teams actually having Uber right now, but very slight player advantage in favor of Street Hoops. Paragon does get low, but gets healed up a little bit and does pick up the med kit. Helping in through this kitchen area as Uber does get popped and Deadbolt actually gets dropped. Late counter Uber coming out from Ninja Nick though, as it looks like Harblue's going to be trying to fly away. The Street Hoops are going to try and chase this, as they actually have lost 3 players trying to do way too much with that Uber. And they're going to get crunched here. It looks like Hardblue jumping in, trying to get some ground for his team. Ninja Nick gets absolutely destroyed by Hardblue and You Must Mike. There is that cap going on for Madman. Hardblue the only casualty, as there are a lot of spawns going for Street Hoops. However, they do not have any heals on their side yet, so this will be a pretty good fight for Madman if they decide to pursue it.
They've got to come right out now. Blank is just sending spam. They've got to come. Madmen are waiting too long. They're letting Ninja Nick get back up, and 20B are going to have heals here, and I can't get behind that. No can do.
Yeah, I'm very surprised they didn't just try and play an attrition kind of fight and just wear the other team away into their resup. Just spamming them back.
They're going to get Uber, sorry to interrupt, but can they do anything with the Uber? Let's see. Well, they're going to pop in right away. They know there's a gun. They're going to come right in, they target the gun first thing, it's down. They're going to swarm the point a little bit, and right away there goes some sticks blown up by Deadbolt. Nice job. They've chipped away a lot of this point. Madmen could pull this round off. They've got a lot of work to do still. Pharaoh's still in behind. Pharaoh just putting out some range damage a little bit. Harb's still up. He's the last one standing, and he's nowhere near. Is he going to maybe try?
Oh, that was a really weird decision by Hardblue. Like, Pharaoh was still in there. That's just a miscommunication. He just decided to just run away to the medkit instead of committing to the fight. So as a result, they do have some staggered deaths, and that can give Street Hoops an opportunity, I feel, to push off this last point.
Yeah, Hardblue tried. He was maybe, 5 feet away from being able to land right on the point and get it. But now here we are. We're back at second. Indus going down. A lot of damage, just spam from all directions. Sizer is now doing his little prowl as well. He wants Pharaoh. Madmen, again, on their heels. Blank jumping in, gets taken out right away, blown the hell up. We got Pharaoh down as well. This is looking like a full wipe for the Madmen. And if there was a Madman comeback, I don't know what the status of it is at this point, as 20B marching right along.
Yeah, no, just Madmen just seem to be crumbling under a bit of pressure. Like, they seem to be having these good fights, but there always seems to be these miscommunications where someone's in and then someone else isn't in, for whatever reason. As Ash does get taken out by Hardblue does get taken down in return. Ninja Nick though gets dropped by You Must Mike, who gets the flank in on there. The nice 2 or 3 shot combo coming in there, as they're going to be trying to protect Indus here with his Uber advantage, as he's jumping around trying to heal Blank, but the soldier comes in, does get taken down by Pharaoh. Deadbolt, they're getting a pick on Seymour for his troubles, trying to just keep these players out here from entering this mid, as Sizer comes in out of nowhere, destroys Indus, destroys Pharaoh, decides to one-up that Madman Scout there and just absolutely destroy them right there. As the soldier Hardblue getting owned. The scout coming in here does get destroyed by Deadbolt, so really good fight for Street Hoops right now, just flourishing in these scrappy fights.
Deadbolt on a long run as well. He's on an 8 kill streak, Yuki, as demo, which is interesting. He's obviously, give credit to him, give credit to Ninja Nick as well, keeping him alive and putting out those heals. You Must Mike is down again, and I'm seeing a lot of Madmen going down. They have Seymour up on last as the fat heavy. The fattest.
He's not fat, he's big boned.
Well, if he
fat shaming is not nice.
He could start out just walking more often and doing exercise from there, and just sort of baby steps. 20B are getting ready for their push. They've got their Uber. We're getting ready here. I forgot there was a game there for a second. They're going to give it to Sizer. It's the standard demo and scout Uber in. Seymour's going to run right back into spawn. 20B want the picks, but they're really cutting off this whole combo of Madmen from doing anything positionally. They kind of got in between the last point and Madmen, and there's nothing they could do about it.
Yeah, well, just there's the first half, and 3-0 in favor of Street Hoops.
Yeah, so again, Madmen having a hard time, having maybe a harder time than we even saw on the Sunshine map in terms of getting something together. But that's the thing that stands out to me, is that I'm not seeing Mad Men win the fights they need to win. You know, a lot of teams will win fights when it's 6v4 or 4v2 or whatever, but when you're 4v4 and 5v5, you need to win more of those encounters, Yuki.
Yeah, just Madmen, as I said so many times, just having these good moments, and then they just don't seal the deal. They get so close, and then just Street Hoops just clinch it, and just it must be extremely disheartening for Madmen right now to just, you know, have all these fights where it's just like, we should be winning this, or we can win this, and then just something happens, just some slip up, some communication slip up, or, you know, aim slip up, and then Street Hoops win.
I'm having a look at the stats to see what stands out. Deadbolt, as a matter of fact, is a monster on DPM. We talked about he had a real long run there at the end. 366 DPM. 1.1 frags a minute for Deadbolt. So let nothing be said about, you know, let's stop those discussions about him being a new demo. I think he's really showing his mettle here in this map, certainly on Snakewater against these Madmen. Shoutouts to Deadbolt for sure.
Definitely a good performance he put in. He chose the right times to be aggressive in the first half. Just when his team would go in, he'd go in at the same time. There was no staggering or anything, and he just kind of just offloaded the damage. And if he died, it didn't really matter because he'd already done the damage he'd need to do. Otherwise, if he just stayed alive, then he was just constantly putting out damage. And he also hit some very good pipes on the scouts that were trying to attack him. So good for him for doing that.
Yep. Give another shout out to one number that I noticed, Ninja Nick. He only died 4 times in that first half, Yuki. You keep your medic alive, that usually is good, right? Usually.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, you can. Well, I was gonna say, because if you have your medic up and the other team doesn't, then you can slow the game down a bit and just play via heals. But we know Street Hoops, there's no such thing as slowing down the game. Maybe for like 10 seconds, and then they will just bind everything to +4 and just fly in there.
We've seen it a lot, actually, this season. We've had a lot of coverage here all throughout the season on teamfortress.tv, and we've seen multiple games where Ninja Nick does this, where he dies once or twice or 3 times during a whole match, and I can't say enough about what a big difference that makes. And so shoutouts to Ninja Nick. Indus been playing great as well. No frags in that half, but we've seen a ton of medic frags so far, which is always nice. Maybe we'll get the Uber saws out this time. Who knows?
Yeah, well, hope to see if Madmen can bounce back from this. I mean, as I said, they have plenty of good moments. They just needed to really just, you know, communicate properly and just capitalize on the advantages they had so they can, you know, close out the round and win. But so many times it's just they get outplayed or they do something wrong, and just as a result they lose that fight, and then next thing you know, they're defending their last.
By the way, the Harblue deaths, 15. Not so bad. He is dying less. We're starting the second half here, guys. It is 3-0 for Street Hoops Esports. 2 more rounds, or more rounds than the other team by the end of this half, and they're going to move on. This is the second map. We don't see a whole lot of third maps, but we're hoping. Maybe at this LAN we will see this, but so far Street Hoops having a good old time with Madmen. I'm looking at Paragon. It's just where my camera ended up, and so let's see if he can do some cleanup on this middle and see how he plays it. Plays a little more passively than Sizer, his partner. Paragon just waiting back and waiting to clean stuff up. He's going to move up a little bit to the point as 20B. Maybe try to take a bit of presence here. Paragon moving in. He's, wow, really kind of taking that right side locked down. No soldier or anything. It's just Paragon doing his thing. No picks yet. A lot of damage done. A lot of shots fired. Lots of explosions, but nobody dead yet. And here comes Paragon. He goes down. He is the first to die. That's because of me, I bet. His twin brother, Deadbolt, is on point, and he's putting out some damage, and they're going to see about getting this first cap. Although Harp is still in. Harp coming in on the medic. Nothing doing. It's taken out by Grape. So nice try there by Harblue to salvage that middle, but this mid goes to Street Hoops in the purple jerseys.
Yeah, just a good play to just push forward and at the same time create space for the demo man who can then push forward after that and push across the point. But Madman not going to wait to defend last. They're going to try and defend this second point here. Very aggressive. Look how low they all are. Will be such a good fight for Street Hoops right now if they force the fight as Blank gets launched forward. Miscommunication between him and his medic. Disastrous there. Dropping the medic. Dropping the pocket, I should say. and just conceding up all position on this second point. And like Madmen going to be a bit flustered in their team comms after that, no doubt.
Well, yeah, you got to imagine when you get kind of blitzkrieg like that, it's never fun, and you try to recover and breathe and catch your breath. But especially when you're in a LAN environment and there's such high energy, you can sometimes get a little carried away and need to relax. Speaking of relax, Harblue dead again, and he'll be missed. I hope everyone's going to go to Harblue's funeral. But I know I'll be there. Madmen are moving in this right side and kind of poking. We have the flank of Madmen doing their thing on this right side a little bit. You must Mike with his little alien ahead trying to come in around. 20B maybe waiting a little too long here. They're going to get pinched if they're not careful. Maybe thinking better of it now and backing up a little bit, because when you have that flank moving in, yeah, smart move by 20B, although they're still kind of hanging around there. But look how far up Madmen is pushing. They're thinking of just maybe coming in and spoiling their day. And 20B now thinking better of it and moving out. It's a nice job, a nice pressure there by Madmen, Yuki.
And looks like Madmen have stabilized a bit. They are going to be running an engineer as I say that. You must might go for suicide. The cheeky little bind coming out from Ash as Grape and Paragon and Co. going through this lower main area. Going to be just taking this lobby off of Madmen's hands. But that gun is now level 2, so definitely forced to be reckoned with, and probably going to stunt Madmen's push a bit. As I say that, Ash takes it down with some good long-range rockets that were easily uncontested. And though there is a headshot on Ash, so there is that sniper for Seymour and Madmen right now, as there is a soldier for Blank trying to pressure forward, not let Street Hoops in. Paragon and Sizer both go down, and Street Hoops are very low right now, so potentially an opportunity for Madmen to push off here, as Street Hoops are very low and going to be playing pretty far back.
Seymour gets my vote for off-classer so far of the LAN. I saw him on Scout, then on Engineer, then on Sniper, then back to Scout within a course of a minute or so. Build up a gun, come out and get a couple headshots or two, back on to Scout. Shoutouts to Seymour, who won't always get the love because it won't always show up on the stat sheet, but doing a lot for his team, certainly. Harblue, he's doing stuff as well. Maybe he'll get the award for being in the air the most, more so than on the ground in this LAN, maybe? We'll see.
Maybe see if some stat it could be some stat like that. You never know. It could be a new sizzling stat or something like that.
Well,
as I say that, Grape does get taken down. Seymour getting taken down in return. Sizer dying as well with a nice crossbow from Indus. Low players on Street's side right now. Madmen pretty comfortable spot after retaking their second point and posturing for this mid-point.
Chasing Ash back into spawn. Ash is trying to... Ash was back at the blue spawn, I don't know why, and there was a long chase. It was interesting. But that means that Harblue's not in this fight, so now the Ubers do get popped off. Ninja Nick is low, and he's getting the hell out of there. He needs a pack very badly. Blank gonna give chase here a little bit, maybe dragging his heels slightly. So no big picks off of that, but, and Harblue, back with his team. Harblue and Ash had a strange chase. It was like Yakety Sax was playing, I think, in the background.
No doubt, as the teams have maybe, whenever I say the teams have stabilized, someone dies, so I'm not going to say it. Blink does die, and Harblue does go down as well, so a bit of a disaster as Indus dies as well from Madmen, so I don't know, just falling apart here right now, despite having some really good moments there, as Pharaoh takes down Deadbolt. You must Mike and Pharaoh both die, so that is practically a wipe, as though Seymour is behind with the backpack, just buying some time for his team. Bringing back at least 4 players. Yeah, I'm, unsung hero, and again, he's not going to have immense stats like a guy like Grape or whatever, but Seymour doing a lot, doing that utility role, and it really is valuable. People might not buy that, but it really is true. Back out on the mid is 20B, meanwhile. They've got Sizer just WM1ing into the combo here. Sizer going to take this whole, with a nice body block there. Give props to You Must Mike, who kind of nullified that red Uber by just walking in front of Ninja Nick, getting those guys split up. Now he still kept Sizer up. He eventually went down, but nice little body block there. Not even Ubered by US Mike. I like that strat. Yeah, just something that you can use against medics, just body block them, because when they're Ubered, they're not gonna have time to swap to a melee or anything to get you away from them, and you can just easily block them. As looks like Madman are going to be pushing in here. Blank does go down. There's still this soldier. I believe that is Ash just trying to cause some havoc. Yeah, he is maybe going to get away. Great following in afterwards though with the help of Paragon. Paragon chasing forward, seeing if he can pressure a bit. But they are just going to solidify their hold on this midpoint and maybe see what they can do attacking this second point.
Watching Deadbolt, the man, the myth. I don't know what I've been doing not on the Deadbolt cam this whole time with 350 plus DPM. He's in there now. He's right behind and going to follow in on this Uber by his team. He doesn't need the pack. He's just going to go in and do it. Some aggression here out of 20B, but Madmen are doing it. I've got to say in the second half, Yuki, they've really picked it up, these Madmen. Haven't they?
Having these good moments. They seem to be having these good moments. They're happening more and more, but they just need to, you know, clinch it and just, you know, go that little step further. As it looks like they are going with this Uber, but they need to not overextend with this and just, you know, take what they got and just take one step at a time, as opposed to trying to be really greedy with, you know, whatever they've got. You know, one of the biggest mistakes you can do with an Uber is, if it doesn't do anything, if you just overextend your players and try and dice roll, if you get nothing done with those players and they just die for free, you've got, you know, 4v6 and you've got no Uber versus a full Uber and 6 players.
Yeah, definitely a huge advantage. I agree. I liked it when you said clench. That might have been clenching, I think, all day so far. Maybe. Who knows? But at any rate, no, I get what you're saying in terms of they have these great moments, but oh, here we go again, and we're going to have another encounter here near mid. We've got someone in behind, and we almost had 2 caps going at the same time there. So we've got the middle cap going on, but meanwhile we have Seymour and co are back here in red territory, making it work. So now it's only Intus. So it's going to be real quick to respond to that. You know, with Madmen, they are having these great moments. It's one thing to have moments, and it's another thing to have a lot of them and string them all together and sort of get on a roll. It's cool to have an air shot every few minutes, but they really need to sort of string together those moments, Yuki. Magic moments.
Yeah, that's how you win TF2. You string together a bunch of good moments, and then you win the round. You do that playing more rounds, and then you win the video game.
TF2 is easy. That's all you do. That's all you have to do.
And just shoot the bad guys, and then you win.
We have Paragon sort of leading the way here at this encounter at middle point. Madman going to give it up, looks like. Paragon pushing forward, so certainly with no... I mean, at such a big disadvantage in terms of rounds. I'd like to see more out of Madmen, but they are still on their heels again. Some consistency, and I'd really love to hear their team comms and how they're discussing and what they're saying to each other in Mumble and there in person. And right now, maybe they're saying we're losing everybody to this Uber as the red Uber comes in and bowls over everyone. Mike's going to stay and try to buy some time, but 20B just coming right in. 6v3 is easy to me, and oh boy, with Madmen players in spawn, we've got the red team out there. That's Street Hoops Esports. They take that round.
Yeah, they look like they're looking to close this game out at 5-0 in their favor on this map. 4-0 for them so far. 20 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock. Madmen are going to have to, completely do a 180 on their play right now if they want to win this game.
Absolutely. I'm going to see what Harblu wants to do, because Harblu can make stuff happen. That's what I'm told, anyway. He's hiding right now. He's just waiting for his moment to jump. Ash is in kitchen, and I'm not sure if... Ash has been rolling out kitchen every single time. Harb has caught him in there sometimes. He catches him this time as well. Harb's going to come around back now, see if he can sneak someone up, but he's obviously known. Ash called it out right away, and Harblu might be in no man's land right now, although, he goes for the air shot on Grape, but misses it twice. A nice shot by Grape there, finishing off Harblu. Meanwhile, we've got Blank, another soldier, back behind, and he's working on Deadbolt, who splits him up from his med, which is great. Gonna get Sizer, looks like, as well, so big Blank making stuff happen. Shoutouts to the soldiers on this Madman team, although here we have Uber popped off right here in the Saw area, and not the force that you want. Now, certainly there's no Ninja Nick, and so it's going to work out fine for Madmen, but I guess they'll take it.
Yeah, I guess they're going to take that and, hopefully see what they can do attacking this second point. They look like they are posturing already here in this yard as they're trying to see if they can find some sneaky player, but the only one would be Ash, and he's just spamming from the lobby, and this is going to be a second point, and we're going to see the game slow down for just a teensy little bit, I'm sure, as Madmen are going to be waiting for their Uber to go to 100%, and so they can push with this Uber advantage. Troops only having one utility in the form of that sniper, as I say that, Sizer finally opting to use the engineer.
I was thinking Paragon was going to swap off, so we have one half of the Wonder Twins is up on Sniper Reno, and he's going to click some heads if he can. And again, if you can get that big early entry frag, and he just caught a little bit of Harb. Look at Harb, he's just hiding. Smart Harb plays. Whiffs on another shot, and Paragon's going to say F that and come around and see what he can do. We have the Uber popped off from Blue. Paragon is here just trying to hold it down as a scout by himself. Paragon actually doing some great work. Harblue and Feral the only ones left up. They're on that point and they're almost pulling this off here. Harblue, real close. It's now just Feral left. Sizer and Ash are there. Golly. Very close again for Madmen, and it's the second time that we've seen them cap that much of last and not be able to close the deal, and that's just heartbreaking for these Madmen. It could very easily be 4-2 rather than 4-0.
Yeah, definitely going to be a little bit disheartened there as Ash is opting to play a bit of the spy with the ambassador. He's using the dead ringer, so I wonder if he's just going to try and peek a sneaky headshot right here as he just peeks and dead ringer's out straight away. I wonder what he's going to be doing here. Is still just trying to use that ambassador. Very interesting strategy. Not something you see too often at all. Usually, if you want to see something like this, you see someone do the sniper or just do the spy and try and get some backstabs. But hey, let's have a happy medium and have an ambassador spy.
Do it all. Be the star. Well, we talked about Ash and how well he did in the season with headshots. It wasn't as spy, but who knows? And he's rocking Dead Ringer, which I don't know if I've ever seen in sixes. It's an interesting play, but at any rate, we have the level 3 up doing some work. We have Ubers popped off both sides. Ninja Nick getting those heals out. Paragon trying to clean up some of these scouts. He's got Mike goes down there. Sizer getting a lot of action, a lot of mileage off of that gun, and basically Madman not able to deal with the gun at all. You've got to abort the push real quick when that happens.
Yeah, Indus trying to completely juke out this soldier. Actually does get away. Really good play by Indus there. Running forward around the hut, just completely, that soldier had no idea where he'd gone, and that was that gave Indus, the opportunity to actually get away and live and meet up with his team. And as a result, they have about a 60% Uber advantage as Ninja Nick only just spawned now.
Yeah, back up, and so we are still looking at last, and that's the way it happens. Paragon's going to get back up on Sniper. He hasn't had fantastic luck yet, but we'll see if he can put something together. He's watching left side. Little does he know, though, the push is probably not going to come from that left side, although Madmen are just putting it together now. So we're in lobby here, and we're waiting. They have their full Uber. I assume they'll pop early. They'll target that gun right away. Here come the Madmen. And it's really time for Madmen to get this to work right now. They're going to collide together on a point and just sort of stand right on it and try to hold off these Street Hoops players. Ash and Deadbolt and Grape are all in, trying to defend. Blank goes down, and what a defense by Street Hoops. Seymour's still in there and fighting, and Pharaoh wants it too, but just as well to kill mine now. It's a full wipe again, and Madmen, boy, Yuki, they can't cap that last, can they?
No, they just can't seal the deal and actually win around them in this map. They just seem to get so close, but after having some of these good fights, they just decide to go all no holds barred and just start making these weird decisions, and causes them to lose these fights, I feel.
Yuki, is there some different strategy? I mean, is there something crazy or different that Madmen should be trying at this point as they get rushed here by Ash a little bit and they back up? I mean, you come into last so many times and fail. What can you do differently? Do they need to change it up somehow?
I don't even think it's strategic error. I think it's just, as I said, general execution. They seem to be, having the right idea about something, but the problem is they can't just, seem to execute it properly for whatever reason. I think maybe they're just rushing it or whatever, or I honestly don't know, but they just need to knock it down a bit, and if they want to, get back in this best of 3, they're going to have to, time is now for them if they want to come back in this best of 3 and draw it to a third map.
Well, time's ticking down here, and one of these teams is going to be facing Froyotech, but the more time that goes on, it looks like Street Hoops. I'm going to be really honest here. Madmen have got to make it happen right now. They do have their full Uber, but they've got to do something with it. And again, we've seen Madmen's finger on the trigger so many times, but not able to really pull it. You got to pull it. Push, not pull. Anyway, they are going to get this second point, but look, we've got resistance already. We've got Ninja Nick coming in. 4 Street Hoops players coming all in on the point. Harblue taking pills. Down goes Yuma's Mike. Down goes Seymour. And it's, I mean, Street Hoops are going to just keep moving ahead. Harblue's underneath. He's going to try to cause what he can, but he's got 6 players up above him. What can you do when it's, oh, look at this. Oh, he gets a rocket on the Ninja Nick. Trying to get a second one, never does get it, and Paragon cleans him up. Paragon, both of the twins actually having a fantastic time on the Snakewater map. We'll look at the stats once we're done. It really just looks like Madmen are lost.
Yeah, it just looks like they, I don't know, maybe they're tilting a little bit. They're just trying to get too much done instead of just going one step at a time and just doing what needs to be done in this game. As looks like Street Hoops do have a decent Uber advantage. I'd like to say about 40% here on this second point, deciding what they're going to do, how they're going to lead it with this Uber advantage. Maybe just, push out this sword with like a demo scout, or if they actually take a soldier.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like right now all the momentum is on the side of 20B, and I feel like 20B just want to come in and win this one right now, if it's me. They're going to get onto this second point, see what they do. Harblue is down. Now, Indus does have 85%, and he's almost there on his Uber. Ash is underneath and is going to try some shenanigans. But I'm feeling the 20B push right now, if I'm guessing anything. I don't know what Ash is waiting for down there. Carter Cool Kid standing. 20B, well, I don't know. I feel like we're going to see Madmen maybe use this Uber here and try to challenge a little bit, because think of it from the side of Madmen. They've got to make it happen, and it's got to be now. They're running out of time, Yuki.
Side actually won a really important 1v1 there, actually, as a result of that, getting a good respawn coming up here. And Pharaoh goes down from the flank of Ash.
Ash is on last.
Disaster.
Ash is on last.
This is the cap coming on last.
That's what
is
he was
this going to be
waiting for.
it? And there it is, 5-0, GG.
Big
well
Carter.
played by Street Hoops.
I was calling him out, not knowing what in the hell he was doing. You don't typically see the back cap by the soldier, but Ash doing it at the very end. Heartbreak for Madmen, as Street Hoops Esports are going to move on with the 2-0 win in this best of 3. Well, that was impressive. Shoutouts to Carter Cool Kid, his Twitch name. So we're having a look at the stats here as we see big damage advantage sticks out to me right off the bat from Street Hoops, and the frag advantage, 50 more. Yikes. Look at Paragon and Deadbolt. Both at the very top for kills. 369 DPM.
Wow, it seems like you got so excited that he did so much damage that your microphone blew up.
My mic right out of the computer.
There we go.
I threw it out the window. 369 DPM. And you know what, Yuki? And you know this. You play competitive. We don't always see demos. We don't see a 369 DPM from a demo on this map, Snakewater, very often. Barely ever.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel Snakewater is a bit more of a demo map than it is a soldier map, but yeah, Deadbolt definitely played a really good game, and just like he was allowed by his team to do what he wanted, and Grape and Ash just playing their space creating, but Grape just doing a little bit more than just space creating, and just as a result, Deadbolt was able to just reign free. He got a lot of heals too. Look, 3,600. That's a really strong amount of heals to receive. And meanwhile, you look at poor Pharaoh, 1,200 heals received. He is definitely a sad panda. 1/3 of the heals that his other Demoman counterpart got. Probably not feeling too happy about that. And probably didn't help in the Madmen's loss.
Sorry, Yuki, what I noticed as well, I mean, I'm looking at more of Paragon's numbers. He had a KD of 2.6, there's that. He only got 2,300 heals, and he still had 45 kills? I mean, it's kind of high for a scout, but I don't know, to top frag, it's very impressive. I'm impressed by that. Nothing else really sticks out. We didn't have any crazy drops or anything like that. Harblue died a lot. He made some stuff happen, but in the end, as a team, the Madmen not able to put it together. There were some bright spots. I wouldn't call it necessarily a roll. I just think that Madmen weren't able to get anything going. Like you said, they had little spots here and there, little shines of glory, and then they couldn't quite seal it. And at least twice that they, couldn't cap last. They came close and weren't able to pull it off.
Yeah, there were like 2 or 3 rounds where they were so close to winning, and then just something happened and they weren't able to cap the point. Like someone spawned in time to kill them all, or someone missed a shot, or something happened on their end or whoever's end, and just they weren't able to seal it. And it was quite disappointing considering they had some really good moments. Unfortunate to them, but fortunate for Street Hoops, they're going in through the upper bracket and soon to play Froyotech.
Yeah, so certainly congrats to Street Hoops moving on. I noticed Deadbolt had a KAD of 3. So maybe Half-Life 3 could be maybe announced at this LAN, I'm not sure. But at any rate, 20B move on, and so they will be in the upper bracket, and of course it is double elimination, so Madmen are not out, and Elevate TF2 are not out, And just trying to get the schedule here and get a feel for what is coming for the rest of the day. We're just getting word from some of our people on the ground as to what's going on. People keep asking who's the girl, and of course that's Pharaoh. That's not meant as an insult. I think Pharaoh's very handsome. But guys, listen, we're going all day. We want to remind you that if you have stuff going on, if you're going to go and do things, come back to the stream later on, because we are going to be following this LAN for the rest of this evening. We're going right up till, I believe, 10 o'clock Eastern at least, as we work through this. The finals are coming tomorrow, but everything leading up to the finals, that's today. I still have no word. I'm waiting for word on what we're doing. I guess we're going to take a break, and we're going to have more TF2 coming back. Not sure how long it will be, but stick here, guys. We still have 4 teams doing their thing and trying to get to the finals of this Season 8 ESEA Invite LAN for their share of the prize pot. So stick with us. We'll see you in a little bit.